Hi, Emma. Let me know when you can hear me. It was being a little funky when I first opened it, but I think it looks like we're connected now. Perfect. Can you hear me now? I was looking back over our or the notes that I was sending back and forth with your mom. It sounds like you guys chit-chatted a little bit about where the songs are at and kind of how much time we have. So, I'm curious, what were you thinking from your practice and things you were observing through the week? And then for today, what would you say is your biggest goal for this session?
Um, just like to just practice a bit more,
Yeah.
cause I know for a few of the songs like Charming Chloe, I haven't touched in a while. So
Yes, yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit daunting when you're like, "Ooh, I haven't looked at that for a little bit." Yeah, so it's getting back into it, right? Um, okay, so all right. Do you feel like you maybe want to touch on that one first then, since you feel like it might take a little bit more to get that one worked up?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I think sometimes when I'm a little nervous about a piece, I'm like, let's just knock that one out first. So do you feel pretty warmed up right now?
um,
Can we do a little
I
bit of exercises first to just make sure that we're in that space and everything's feeling good?
yeah,
Okay. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll do a little bit of singing just to make sure our voice is, in the zone that we want it in and feeling really good. So I'm just checking my sound settings, make sure you can hear me okay and the piano and everything. Alrighty. So why don't we start? We're going to focus on that more rounded, tall, classical tone. And we're also going to focus on that breath flow. Let's see. Can you try for me? Give me a lovely. All right. So let's focus on the center of that top lip and just a nice, like narrow, streamlined flow. Think of the air just spiraling right in the center there. Beautiful. Okay. Yes. Good. And then let's try sliding up and over and down and through. So a yeah, good. Okay. So we need to kind of stretch and get more open at the top there. It felt like the stretch, it wasn't quite wanting to stretch fully yet. So we're gonna ease into that. So let's do let's see. Let's go just an octave slide to get us started. Let's do a all right, one, two, here we go. Breathe. 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 Awesome. Let's go ahead and slide down. Awesome. Very good. Okay. So then we did go all the way to whistle register. So we went higher than you're going to be singing most likely in any of the pieces that you take to competitions, unless you particularly want to show off your agility in the whistle register. But most of the time you won't be in that space. So we went real nice and high there. So we're nice and flexible up there. Beautiful. All right. So I'd love for us to try now on a scale. Let's do more rounded vowels. So why don't we try, let's start a little bit higher this time. All right. 1, 2, here we go. Breathe. 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 Good. Let's go ahead and slide back down. Lovely. All right, so then let's do an arpeggio now. Let's see. Let's change the vowels. So we're going to do this on su, o, ah, o, u. So it's going to sound like su, o, u. All right, 1, 2, here we go. Su, breathe. Su, Lovely. Okay, beautiful. All right, so then, okay, let's go ahead. Did you get a chance to look at Charming Chloe this week?
No.
Okay, all right, so we're just getting back to it for the first time. Yeah, that's perfectly fine, no problem at all. Okay, so then what we're going to try is, let's see. Let's try I'm just looking for the music to use. Let's see. Maybe this one. Huh, the recordings of this one are a lot older. So what I was thinking is this first time through, since we are just getting back to it for the first time, I was thinking just humming along with the song, just to kind of feel your voice sitting back in it. So just on a hum. I know this is an older recording, but let's just try just humming along with it and just kind of feel the vibrations, feel how the breath is going to move, feel where you are in your range. So let's start with that first, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so a gentle hum. So just humming through, nice and light.
Like, should I play it on my end?
Yeah. I'm gonna have you played on your side so that if there is any lag, hopefully it'll only be for me and not you. So
Okay.
you should be able to share and everything now if you
Yeah.
want to. Okay.
Hold up. Sorry, I'm just trying.
Oh, it's okay.
What's so laggy? Wow.
Okay. All right. So, what did you notice as far as the range, as far as the breath? What's feeling good about it? What's feeling like it might need a little bit of work?
Um, definitely like the switch to like the higher parts, like
Yeah.
that little break in the sound. Because I feel
Hmm.
like this sounds like this song like out like is around that area for me.
Yeah.
So
Yes, where you have to bridge that gap and like it's the transition back and forth, right? And that is pretty tricky. Yeah. That coordination can be a challenge. So that's definitely something we're going to work on. Um, okay, so then tell me, what would you say? mm, what would you say is maybe the thing that's the most fun about this piece?
um, probably like emotion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it just is a song that like you like what it's about, and like the meaning and the lyrics. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Yeah, it's just like really like expressive in a way. Like you can express
Mhm.
it, and like I remember like I would have fun with that. So
Yeah, right. Yeah, it is very expressive. Some art songs are less so, but this is one that you get to really be expressive and creative, and it's more dramatic. So yeah, I definitely think that's a fun component of this one. Nice. So then what would you say if you were going to work on this on your own at home? And you were like, okay, I need to work on being able to smoothly get through that transition. What would be your first instinct, the first thing that you would maybe think of doing to practice that?
I feel like I would. Well, I like do some scales in that area first, like to like get
Okay.
that, and then I would like
Just to navigate through that part of your range
yeah,
more. Hmm.
and then I would like plan like where I was gonna make that switch, I guess, and like
Mm.
to practice like my breath around there, cause I when I'm in my like higher part of that, like the part I told you that was breathy, like it uses more air for sure, and like I
Yeah,
definitely need to get a good breath.
right. Yes, yes. Um, yeah, so I was thinking, focusing on that breath a little bit. Could we actually go back to the exercise we were doing before with the and then singing through the song, but on those lip bubbles? Could we try that? So
Okay.
you're gonna listen to the track, and just like how you hummed through, you're gonna sing with. So you're gonna be on the music, but you're gonna be on the yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
great. Okay. All right. So what did we notice with the breath as you went through that?
Um, it
Did it
was
improve? Did
yeah.
you feel like it was easier, harder?
I would say easier.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. So what do you think would you say the phrases are like shorter, longer? Do they change throughout? Do you have not very much time to get a breath, or do you have plenty of time to take your breaths? Um, the phrasing, what's getting us there? What's the trickiest thing about the phrasing?
Um, it's probably at the where the fast parts um like it's like the fast parts where it's like a very big like phrase while it's also like fast and I guess like has a little bit like a little like little skips and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's mainly what gets me. That's what I remember from
Okay,
practicing it
yes, the
when I practiced this before.
faster bouncy parts. Yeah. Yeah. So, and it's not all the time, right? Like it changes throughout all the time. And so I think that's a huge part of why it's so tricky too, is it's not totally consistent, right? We have to be adjusting as we go. So, um, okay, so then, hmm, let's try. Let's go through on a vowel this time. Let's just sing through on an open ah. So like ah, right? So you're gonna just keep an open ah throughout. Can we try that?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, nice. And something that you did without me even telling you or suggesting it is when you have those like, ha ha, ha ha. You did a little H, a little aspiration. So you can lean into that more, that ha ha, ha ha. So that adding that little H at the start when it's more bouncy can be really helpful. Yeah, so that's something I want you to play with and incorporate more of is thinking of that extra like puff of breath energy going into those bouncier, faster moments. Yeah. Can you try for me? Give me just for the contrast, let's do a oh. Try that first.
Oh.
Good. And then let's try a exactly. Yes, very nice. Good. So then let's try just a cappella. Give me a yeah, yeah, exactly. Good. How did that feel?
Good.
Good. Excellent. All right, awesome. So then let's go ahead and try. Let me see. Da, 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 da. I think this is the just the piano accompaniment. You might want to, does it have, I'm just checking to see if it has, well, sometimes you can see like the sheet music as you go. Uh,
Wait, I don't think this is it.
oh, it's the wrong one. Sorry about that. Okay, so let me see. Um, check the key. You're right, it's the wrong one. Oops. All right, give me a second here. Hmm.
I have like the online version of it from Hall Leonard.
Oh, okay, perfect. Great. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was trying to find, I'm like, I want you to be able to practice it when I'm not here.
Yeah.
Because I have the sheet music, but I was like, oh, I'd like for you to have a track to practice with. So you already have a track to practice with. Perfect. So let's have you try singing through with that track, because that's what you'll have to be working with. Okay?
Okay.
Perfect.
Hold on. Let me try.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So whenever you're ready, let's just try it.
Okay. There you go. Wait, I don't have sheet music.
Oh, okay. Give me 1 second.
I just thought of that. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Let's see. Okay. So here in the chat, I just click that link there, and then you can look at the sheet music. Can you play the track but also look at the sheet music at
Yeah.
the same time? Perfect.
It was a charming month of May when all the flowers were fresh and gay. One morning by the break of day, the youthful charming Louis from tripping on the pearly lawn. Tripping, tripping, tripping on the pearly lawn. Sails the tripping Chloe, Chloe. The further people you might see, perched all around on every tree, in notes of sweetest melody, they hail the charming Chloe. Till painted red the eastern skies, the glorious sun began to rise, unrivaled by the radiant eyes of youthful charming Chloe. Lovely was he by the dawn, youthful Chloe, charming Chloe. Tripping by the pearly lawn, tripping, 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 tripping on the pearly lawn. Sorry. Oh, charming Chloe, the youthful charming Chloe. Sorry for the laughing.
That's okay. Yeah, that's all right. So, okay, so what was the number one thing that was challenging about it?
Um, uh, like, yeah, I think the switch, the same thing with the switch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I also noticed we got a little bit winded a
Yeah,
couple times. Yeah. So, one thing that I think is happening is I think you're getting good breath in, but we're not always using it all up. And so we're kind of stacking the breaths and we get like feeling. So we want to make sure that we are using up all of the air that we
yeah,
take in. All right. So, be sure that we don't take in too much air without utilizing it. Yeah. So there are times when we probably, if you just have a little like catch breath before a really fast short phrase, um, I feel like if you think about, for instance, if you thought about, I'm going to do just smaller sips of breath more often, or instead of like bigger breaths less often. So I think maybe just thinking like tiny little sips of breath more frequently is what I'm thinking we could do. What do you think?
yeah,
Yeah. Um, so another thing is the coordination is going to be like so right now sometimes it sounds a little bit gaspy when you take that breath in. I can hear. And so what's happening is the vocal folds are sticking together. So think of the cutoff as the inhalation. So I'm not going to sing, stop singing, and then breathe in. Like, oh, I'm going to, oh, oh, oh. So it's going to be this coordination of I am vibrating and singing through, and then my cutoff is an inhalation at the same time. It's happening simultaneously. Um, so could we maybe try that, where you try just
yeah.
just that individual coordination, that ah 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 where it's where it's vibrating and then your breath is the inhalation.
Ah, 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 ah.
Yeah. How does that feel?
Good.
Good. Excellent. So then, if you were going to say maybe like a spot where there are a couple phrases in a row where you've got those quick release breaths that is especially tricky. What's one spot that you notice that and you're like, oh, this spot's pretty tricky?
Let me see. It's like when it's like it's like from peaceful slumber she arose, good home and the water holds out of the valley where she goes. That part.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Um, so what I would do is take just like the one phrase, the little sip of breath, and then the next phrase. So one spot that I think might be a little bit easier to work on this technique would be the tripping.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you went on, you could try just ha ha ha's, go ha 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 ha. And it's just this little tiny sip. It's not even like a full breath in. It's just whatever air kind of like falls in when I open the vocal folds, right? And then you could try tripping, I think needs to be a little taller as well. So you could do on maybe just sit on each one would be easier than the words. Sit, 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 sit. I think if you think of set instead of a pure the would I think be a little bit easier. So maybe then you could try on trepping, 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 and practice that just opening the vocal folds, those little puffs. So like tripping, 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 tripping. So trepping instead. So first, can I have you try just going ha, 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 ha. Just try that much with those little sips of breath between. Yeah, good. Awesome. All right. Um, so then let's try on just sit this time. So we're gonna go on the sit. And you're just gonna hold it out. So sit, 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 set, 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 set. All right, try that.
Sit, 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 sit.
Yes. How'd that feel?
Yeah.
Good. All right. So then you're going to try trepping with it nice and open on the this time through. So you're going to go on tripping, 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 tripping. Try that.
Tripping, tripping, tripping.
Exactly. Yes.
Tripping.
How'd that feel? Yeah. Did that feel good?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Good. So then what I'm gonna have you do now is we're gonna go to this spot that you said, oh, this spot's pretty tricky. So I'm gonna have you go to that spot and I'm gonna have you try, we're just gonna try a cappella. And we're just gonna do two phrases with that little sip of breath in the middle. Can you try that a cappella?
Yeah.
Remind me what spot that was again. I'm going to follow along with the music.
From peaceful slumber she arose.
Ah, okay, yes. And I'll give you your starting note.
Okay.
From peaceful slumber. Okay,
Yeah.
right there. And we're just going to do, you're going to take your sip of breath, and then you're going to do the next phrase, and then we'll stop there. From peace. Right there. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Through peaceful slumber she arose, girt her mantle her hose.
Okay, good. So I think on this one as well, I want you to be a little bit taller. From pace, think paceful instead of peaceful. Try that one more time. from peaceful.
from peaceful.
Yeah. Did that feel good?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. So then let's go ahead and try um, from peaceful slumber, Shay arose, girt on her mantle and her hose. All right. Try that whole on and her. Think hair, and hair almost, and hair. Just for a little more open space. Try that.
From peaceful slumber she arose, girded her mantle on her hose.
Yes, good. How did that feel?
Good.
Excellent. Good. So what I would love to do is let's go through the whole, um, let's do this whole, let's do the whole song again with that thought of the cutoff is the inhalation. So, for instance, if I was doing Mary Had a Little Lamb, it's Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. So you hear how it's not cutting off and then breathing. It's so the cutoff is the inhalation. Um, so you can also cut off a little bit early, but we never want to be late on the entrance. So we always want to be right on time with that entrance. So can we try that thought of the cutoff is the inhalation? Can we try that?
Yeah. Okay.
Great.
It was a chirping month of May, when all the flowers were fresh and gay. One morning by the break of day, the youthful chirping Louis. From peaceful slumber she arose, with her mantle and her hose. Under the flowery meadow she goes, the youthful chirping Louis. Lovely was she by the dawn, youthful Chloe, charming Chloe, tripping o'er the pearly lawn, tripping, tripping o'er the pearly lawn. The youthful charming Chloe, charming Chloe. The further people you might see, perched all around on every tree, in notes of sweetest melody, they hail the charming Chloe. Till painting red the eastern skies, the glorious sun began to rise, unrivalled by the radiant eyes of youthful charming Chloe. Lovely was she by the dawn, youthful Chloe, charming Chloe, tripping on the pearly lawn, tripping on the pearly lawn. The youthful charming Chloe, charming Chloe. The youthful charming Chloe. Oh, the voice cracks.
Oh, that's okay. So those wobbles are there just to tell us something important. So it's it's the voice saying it's uncomfortable or it's not used to doing something, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just there to tell you something. Um, so in that case, it was telling us we did a leap up and whoo, it said, oh, I had to adjust to a new section here or a new space. And so the voice had to adjust shape very quickly, and it wasn't totally prepared for that. I would say use your breath to prep for the space coming up. So when you think about the phrase that's coming next, think about expanding into the shape of the highest note of that phrase. So, if your highest note is ah, then I'm going to breathe as though I'm going to sing that, even if I'm starting a little bit lower. Like if my phrase was ah, I'm still going to think of that top note. Ah, and then I'm going to sing the phrase in that kind of shape. Um, what about if it was a higher, like the charming Chloe, right? So I'm not going to think about that starting note. Cha. I'm going to think about the higher note, the higher one that I'm going to. So I'm going to breathe in and prep like I'm going to that one. Ah, ah, ah. So I want you to try for me. Give me a ah, just on an open ah. Let's try that. Yeah. Ah, 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 ah again. Let's add in ka on each one. Ka, 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 ka.
Caw, 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 caw.
Yeah, exactly. Beautiful. And then let's do this on, now we're just going to think of that high note. Ka, right? So you're going to breathe in. Ka, 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 ka. This time. Try that.
Caw, 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 caw.
Yes. How'd that feel?
Good.
Good.
That
All
felt
right.
like more
So,
prepared for.
yes, 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 exactly. Being prepared. So, always think on your inhalation, think about what is the highest note in the phrase. Prep for that highest note of the phrase. Okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So then, can we try? Um, let's see. Let's see. I'm just looking through the sheet music. How do you feel on that? Ah, lovely, lovely was she, that leap up? Because we've just ended on the D below. Um,
Yeah.
down here, and then all of a sudden, right? So down here to, so that's a spot to use that trick we just talked about. You're down here on the last note, and then think of the highest note of that next phrase. All right. And as you breathe in, and I would say match those vowels, ah, love, ah, love. Keep that love. So ah, lovely. And then E, don't make it more like E, think more Lee, a little more rounded and tall. Ah, lovely. Right there. But that's a spot you can use that. Little trick or like the tripping over the pearly lawn, even though you're starting on the F for that phrase down here, we're ending up here on lawn, right? So instead of prepping for this note, I'm going to breathe into the open space of this note from the start. So why don't we go through the piece and let's use that technique of think about the highest note of the phrase, breathe into the space you need for that note. All right, can we try that?
Okay.
Awesome.
Hold up.
Yeah, no
Sorry.
problem.
fresh and gay. One morning by the break of day, the youthful charming Chloe from peaceful slumber she arose, skirts on her mantle, on her walls, under the flowery magicals, the youthful charming Chloe. Lovely was she by the dawn, youthful Chloe, charming Chloe, tripping on the parley lawn, tripping, 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 tripping on the parley lawn. The youthful charming Chloe, charming Chloe. Look for the people you might see, perched all around on every tree, in notes of sweetest melody, they hail the charming Chloe. Till blazing red the eastern skies, the glorious sun began to rise, unrivaled by the radiant eyes of youthful charming Chloe. Lovely was she by the dawn, youthful Chloe, charming Chloe, tripping on the parley lawn, tripping, 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 tripping on the parley lawn. The youthful charming Chloe, charming Chloe, the youthful charming Chloe.
Okay. That definitely sounded improved to me.
Yeah.
How did it feel to you? Did you feel like that was easier that time?
Yeah, that was definitely easier.
Yes. Oh, wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah. So the breath is working differently. The space you're creating is a little bit different now. And also we're not feeling like we're gasping or rushing to like catch the breath and like get air. You've got the air. Yeah. That was so much better. Yeah, it sounds like it's a lot easier to get through now. Oh, love it. How are you feeling about the leaps now? Does it feel like it's easier to get from the low to high now?
Yeah,
Good.
cause yeah, like just thinking about the space beforehand just helps a lot.
Yes, yes. Oh, I love that. Yes. Another trick you can try, see if this works a little bit better for you, which one you like better, is you can just think of breathing into an ah shape. So think about before each phrase, think breathe into an open ah. Think ah and breathe into that open ah shape. So see which one you feel like is a little bit easier for you. Um, and you actually, by thinking about the higher notes, you're just kind of naturally doing the vowel modifications. Before, I felt like we were a little too closed on some of the vowels. So certain vowels, like an E, for instance, if you're singing an E, but it's up higher, that's going to be really hard because E is much more closed in shape.
Yeah.
So if you modify to more an or an it's going to be more tall. Or if we are really, really high, we can go all the way to an ah, right, which is much more open. So if I had like sing me a song and it was really high, right? I might go, sing me a song, more like sang me a song instead of sing me a song. Or if it was even higher, song. I did more song, may a song. But the thing is with classical, a lot of the time you're saying the words over and over again. They usually know what you're trying to say. It just is at that moment you're so high that we can no longer do a pure closed vowel there anymore, and we have to be more open. So you're starting to do more of that vowel modification, which is awesome to hear. Love it. All right. So for this one, it's interesting too because we have legato moments and staccato moments. So we have these moments that are very bouncy and light and short and disconnected. And then we have these moments that have to be more sweeping and smooth and connected. How does your breath feel like you're using it differently in the more smooth, connected moments and the more bouncy, light, hoppy moments?
Um, for the smooth, like the difference in breath,
Yeah.
I would say that like I I I don't know if this is the right answer or something like a classic like right answer, but like I just feel like it's like I need to plan harder, I guess, for it because it's
Yeah.
like the phrasing is like so long, but like I know that I won't be able to finish it in one breath without like sounding like winded, for example, and so I
Mm,
just need to plan more.
yeah.
Well, like the staccato parts, I feel like I can just like sneak in a breath and it will fit the part.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would also say it's going to be a little bit of a different feel in your core as well. One thing that I think is also going to help that I haven't mentioned yet is thinking about keeping your rib cage lifted. So, um, even as you're singing through the phrase, not letting it collapse. So breathe in, and then you sing through the phrase, and not until you take another breath do you let it collapse. So you keep that lift, 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 and then the diaphragm is going to be doing the work. So we breathe in, breathe in. We keep the ribs open. That diaphragm moves in a nice elevator action where you get this consistent, steady pressure, and the air just. So keeping this lifted, I think is going to especially help with those more staccato moments, those bouncy, light moments, um, like the tripping, for instance. But also with those big leaps up, I think that's going to help as well. Um, so thinking about keeping that rib cage lift, 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 lift all the time. And that's including around in the back space as well. So I want you to try for me. Breathe in, feel that lift, and then give me a ha 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 ha. And then after you get all the way down, you're gonna then let the ribs close. So breathe in. And then let it collapse. And try that again, breathing in. And then
Oh,
so hopefully you're feeling lower in your belly space, those little puffs. So if you try like a race car, give me a vroom.
vroom vroom.
Good. Yeah. Do you feel that engagement in your core, these little puffs of air?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it should feel kind of similar when you do that. Where you can feel these bouncy puffs of air from that core. That's your ab muscles telling your diaphragm to engage on each one. So I want you to add that as an additional thing to try this week of breathing in, feeling that lift. I'm singing through the phrase. This would be great for batti batti and other ones as well. Batti batti o bel masetto. And again, we're gonna try to cut off. The cutoff is the inhalation. Masetto, la tua povera Celina starò qui. So it's that quick catch breath, right? Quick release breaths. The cutoff is the inhalation, but we're staying lifted. This will be especially helpful in that pace pace. Pace, pace, vita mia, pace. It's going to be especially helpful in that section too. So I think that technique will be helpful in this song as well as that other. So we're going to work on this one this week. Do you have other goals for your practice for this week or other things that you want to be focusing on? We need um so you already know Think of Me, right?
Yeah. Just haven't touched
Um,
that in a while either.
and then do you already know for the first time in forever?
Yeah,
Okay. And then Some Enchanted Evening, was that one you already knew or one I suggested?
I think you suggested.
Okay. Um, do you feel like with the amount of time we have that you would feel more more comfortable doing one that you've already learned?
I mean, like, I would like to like learn a new one with you just to see like the
Okay.
difference. I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely. Yeah. So, and then remind me, you had an Italian one as well. The
oh,
pur di
poor D
cesti
Chesty. Yeah.
o bocca bella. Was that
Yeah.
the one?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. So thinking about the amount of time that we have, we're gonna do that one instead of batti batti, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
All
like
right.
Bati is like a little bit like hard to convey, I guess.
Yeah, I think batti batti appears to be simple, but it actually is very challenging. Our technique has to be really like sharp and clean and on point for that one. So I think switching is a good idea. Um, so do we need two for each category?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think. Yeah.
Um, and we also want to have some contrast. Um, I kind of feel like Think of Me and For the First Time in Forever are good contrasting pieces. Mm, mm.
You were
I
talking
I
about
almost like
like
that better as a pair. I definitely want to, have you have that experience of working on something new with me. But just thinking of the competition, I think it is a good pairing to do um, for the first time in forever with Think of Me. What do you think? Would you
um
rather replace one of those two with Some Enchanted Evening?
is wait, is that never mind. You were talking about like how like for Think of Me, the character that sings that like has other songs.
She does, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. One that I think would be really lovely in your voice is and actually it would be a good contrast as well. The Wishing You Were Somehow Here Again would be a
Yeah.
lovely one. So maybe checking that one out this week. Um, yeah, I think that would be great to do the same character but a different piece that she sings. Yeah. Yeah, so maybe um for our pairings doing, let's see. So for classical category, we've got Italian and English. And then we've also got the contrast of like aria with art song. And then we also have for musical theater for the first time in forever. It's a little bit more contemporary. It's more of like that Disney style. Whereas if we looked at Wishing You Were Somehow Here Again, that's going to be a little bit more of that legit like ingenue character. Um, so it's going to be a little bit more of like a classical musical theater. It still is musical theater, but it's going to have a little bit more of that like classical approach to it. Um, do you like that as a set?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, for the first time in forever is also very like fast and peppy. Um, it's very bright. And then Wishing You Were Somehow Here Again. Um, I think it shows a really good range. It goes low and high. Um, I think it also is going to have a warmer tone. You're going to have more vibrato in it than for the first time in forever. Um, it's very storytelling. It's a very different mood and emotion because she actually is talking to her father, who was her best friend, but who's passed away. When she's like saying, "I wish you were still here. I miss you," is basically. But it's gorgeous. It has these like beautiful soaring moments. And I think you would sound lovely on it. So check it out. If you don't like it, no problem at all. We can always find something else. Um, similar character types could be Lily from Secret Garden, Clusters of Crocus, um, and Come to My Garden. It's like a an opening in the main aria is a piece that she sings to her little boy. So she's a ghost actually, which is kind of fun. But she's singing to her little boy in that, and then she has How Could I Ever Know, which is a song she sings to her husband after she's a ghost the whole time. So she's singing that to him. Those would be similar character like voice types. And then so Lily from Secret Garden. You could also look at maybe Music Man. The Marion is the lady. She's a like the town piano teacher. Her songs would be lovely in your voice, and would be very similar character types as well. Rogers and Hammerstein would have quite a few characters that would be like similar voice types as well. So so maybe checking out Wishing You Were Somehow Here Again, I think would be a good contrast with that.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I've heard it. It sounds like
Oh,
amazing.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just have a question. Like,
Yeah.
how would you like? I guess like describe my voice or like classify
Sure.
like how would you describe it? Because like I don't really know. Because I think like I
Yeah.
have a different like perspective than other people. So
Yeah. Well, one thing I would say is you're very young, so don't allow yourself to be stuck in a box because it can change. Your voice can change over time. Um, but right now, I would say that we're going to be singing characters that are more youthful, light soprano characters. So we're focusing on the characters that are the soubrettes, the ingenues. We're focusing on characters that are going to be like the romantic lead kind of a character. So like if you were doing Oklahoma by Rodgers and Hammerstein, the go-to character I would think of for you would be the main character who sings like Many a New Day, rather than her friend who sings like I Can't Say No. She'd be a little more charactery. Um, so you could play either, but my go-to would be to say more of the main character for that show. Whereas if you were in Thoroughly Modern Millie, I probably would say like you could play Millie, but I probably would cast you as her best friend, who has like she's like the girl who comes from money, but is like, I want to see how the other half lives. And she's like, I want to fall in love and I want to, you know, she's like, this is living. This is what I call living. She's like, oh, I'm in the real world. So her best friend, I think, would be more the character I would lean towards for you. Um, just because it would come a little more easily to you. Not that you can't do the other one. It's more like if you were going to play Elphaba or Galinda or Glinda, it changes. Um, I would automatically think of you more as a Glinda character rather than Elphaba. Not that you can't sing those songs, just that your voice more naturally is going to lend itself to that kind of a character. Um, but again, don't box yourself in because it can change throughout time. Our voices mature and grow and change. So, like when I was, when I was like your age, I was singing more the types of things you're doing. When I went to college, undergrad, I was doing more light, bouncy, like coloratura things. So like really high pingy ringy things. But then my voice went through a transition. And so after that, I got a little more like fullness and depth to my voice. So I was able to do more like light lyric kind of things. So I was doing more like light lyric coloratura type things at that point during grad school. And then now my voice has kind of leaned more towards like a full lyric is more where it's kind of grown into. I can go lower than I used to be able to. I I don't sing quite as high, like I sing almost as high, but not quite as high, and I have a lot more like full richness to the tone. Whereas when I was like younger, it was like a very light, bouncy, um, like bell tower kind of a sound, pingy, ringy, but not a lot of like meat to it in the lower parts of my voice. So voices will change over time. They don't always. You might stay the same voice type and you might not. and that's okay. So your voice might grow and change. Um, like when I was an undergrad, I never would have been cast in Puccini, for instance, but now there are Puccini characters that I could play. So, just being open to that kind of thing. Letting your voice kind of lead you.
Okay.
So I think we have some good variety here for our pieces. So I'd like for us to focus in on these. Maybe let's work on wishing you were somehow here again in our next session, so that since that is going to be a new one, I would also maybe like this week, if you could, since you have worked on our Italian piece and our other musical theater piece in the past, if you could just sing through those and do a voice memo for me, just a little recording, and then email that to me or like send it through, take lessons, just so I can hear where they're at. And then I can give you some suggestions on how to be approaching those and practicing. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. Good. Great. I think we did some very productive work today. I think it's a super fun song. I think that you get to show off some very tricky classical technique coordination, like vocal agility things in this piece, but it also is just a very fun piece and you get to perform it still. So I think it's a good one for competitions because you get to be a little bit theatrical while showing off the vocal prowess. So a lot of beautiful things happening there. So I want you to keep working on that this week. Start listening to like pull out wishing you were somehow here again. Just kind of get used to listening to that. We'll start that one together next time. And then if you can this week, if you have time, if you can record the other two, just so I can hear where they're at. Okay?
Okay. Oh, could you like put that in my
Yeah,
mom's?
absolutely. I can send a note with it and be like, hey, can you
Okay.
do these couple things for me? Yeah, perfect. Just with
Okay.
like a plan moving forward.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Awesome. All right. Well, beautiful work today, Emma. Keep up the good work. And I'm so excited to work on our new piece next time.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. I will see you next Sunday. Okay.
Okay. See you. Thank
Bye.
you.